Casey, this is Lieutenant Andrews, homicide.
Policewoman Patricia Jones, Shield 300.
What was it this time?
Narcotics.
Sorry to pull you right over here like this, but I'd like to try something. We've got a murdered seaman named Olonsky. Strangulation. Jones, pick this table up for me, will you please? Donovan. Okay, choke him.
How's your neck?
It's bloody, but unbarred. Lieutenant Andrews wants to see you again.
Right away? Is this an assignment?
That's right, homicide.
Heard about the murder?
Yeah, we found the murdered man who reported some jewelry stolen a few days before he was strangled. This morning they picked up a girl who was trying to pawn his watch. Turned out she lived right across the hall from the guy. Come on, before I get hoarse, huh? Take a good look at this kid. She's in the line of room now.
All right, Molly, let's take it again. You say the watch you tried to pawn was given to you by the man who was killed.
Pawned for him.
Because he didn't have time to do it himself.
He was a merchant seaman. He had to be down at the Union Hall all the time.
This is the girl.
But when you tried to pawn the watch, you knew he was already dead.
I thought he might have had a family or something.
But you said before he told you he was all alone in the world.
I wanted to buy some flowers so I could put them on his grave, so show at least somebody cared.
Then why did you tell me the other?
I thought if I pretended that he had a family, it would be like he had one. Then he wouldn't be all alone out there in the cemetery.
Now listen to this carefully. Molly, let's get back to your boyfriends. Do you have many?
Sure, lots of them.
But you have a special boyfriend, haven't you? George?
Yes.
What'd you say his last name was? Don't you know his last name? Molly, you didn't have anything to do with killing Mr. Olonsky, did you?
No.
Did George?
No, why should he?
For the watch, the stick pin, the ring.
There wasn't any ring. You're smart. You're really very smart.
All right, Molly, you might as well tell us now. Where did you really get the watch?
George gave it to me.
Where'd George get it?
He won it in a card game with Mr. Olonsky.
That's the man we'd like to find, George. She's obviously protecting him. It'll be your job to get close to her. Let her lead us to George. When she does, you'll be right across the hall. Right in Olonsky's room.
Well, with the apartment situation the way it is, a room's a room. Doris Daniels. I just moved in across the hall. The landlady told me there was another girl living on this floor, so I just thought I'd come by and say hello.
Hello.
I'm just about to make myself a cup of tea. You like to have some?
Maybe some other time.
Sure, honey. Anytime you say. Now, listen, if my radio's on too loud, you just tell me.
No, I like it.
You know, sometimes when you're alone, little music helps, kind of keeps you company. Say, did I tell you what my name was? It's Doris Daniels.
Mine's Molly Orchid.
Orchid? Like in the flower? Hey, that's real pretty.
Not my real name. I just took it. I like the name Orchid.
Look, honey, if you ever feel like socializing, just give a knock. The way the nightclub business is losing money, I'll probably be home.
Do you work in a nightclub?
Yeah, when I get offers. Well, look, honey, you come by any time. If I'm not in, I'll be back. Come on in.
Could I still have that cup of tea?
Sure. One tea bag still makes 2 cups of tea. Come on in. In this line of work, a cup of tea is a foot in the door. A walk near the UN building opened that door a little wider. But still, it was mostly walk, very little talk. Nothing new about George. Then I bumped into her the next day. She seemed glad to see me. Asked whether I'd like to listen to some records with her. Said she and George were mad about jazz. He taught her all about it. Maybe George is a musician. She's very friendly now. See her practically every day. I asked her point blank what George does for a living. Looked right through me and said George was about the most handsome fellow who ever lived. But as long as I keep seeing her. I had a date to meet her at the automat for lunch. It might have meant nothing. A masher, a fast proposition, an even faster brush. A musician. Suddenly the pieces fell into place. Of course, a musician. A man who works with his hands, his fingers.
All right, thank you. That's all for now. Sorry to keep you waiting. How do we stand?
We must have checked every guy in New York who carries an accordion case and fiddle and guitar.
What'd they tell you down at the union?
They're no help. There are over 30,000 musicians in the New York local alone. As for the name George, it's a mess of them. Might take months to check them all.
And there's always the possibility he isn't a member of the local anyway. Molly says he works out of town a lot.
Now, we've got to move, and fast. He's here somewhere. We've got to nail him before he decides to move on. Casey, I want you to dig at her now, and hard. She's got the key. Make her use it.
Heard you come in. You sleepy?
Oh, excuse me. Now, come on in.
Did you have a nice time?
Fair.
Did you go dancing?
Oh, we danced up a storm.
Did he try to kiss you or anything?
I can handle him.
Fellas are always trying to get fresh with me. All except George. He treats me like a real high-class lady. He's always asking me if I'm comfortable, how I feel, or if I want this or that.
In the meantime, you sit home and he's traveling all over the country.
Oh, well, he's got business.
Yeah, but what kind? You say he never told you anything. For all you know, it could be monkey business.
Oh, no.
Honey, I've met the kind before. Believe you me.
Well, George isn't that kind.
Okay. Oh, what kind is he? How long's he been going now? You haven't even showed me a postal card that he sent you. Look, honey, I know the type. If it ain't under his nose, he just ain't interested.
George loves me.
I'll believe that when I see it.
You have no right to talk about George and me like that. You're jealous, that's what you are.
Okay, so I'm jealous.
Fellas take you out, but they don't respect you. George respects me. There isn't anything he wouldn't do for me. All I have to do is ask him.
Okay.
You just wait. I'll show you. Just wait. I'll show you. You just wait. Because George is back.
About that nightclub audition, she flipped over the act. She ran yelling out of the room saying she'd get hold of the big boss.
Did she say where he is?
No, but she promised to get in touch with him. From the way she acted, that figures very, very soon.
Tonight?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be at all
Jones.
I just wanted to let you know, Andy, and thank you for setting it up for me.
Jones, you lock yourself in your room and stay there. For all we know, George could be right in the building. Get me Donovan.
How do I look?
Oh, why, you look beautiful.
I'm going out with George. A late date. He came back this afternoon. He called me right from the airport. I thought you'd like to know. You know those earrings you wore the other night?
You mean the long dangly ones?
Could I borrow them?
Oh.
Just for tonight?
Sure, I'll get them for you.
Oh, they're just beautiful.
Perfect. When's George going to pick you up?
Oh, I'm going to meet him And then we're going to our own little special hideaway. Or we might go riding in his new car. Well, I've got to be going. I don't want to be late. And thanks for the earrings.
Molly.
Huh?
Be careful.
What about? I'm going out with George. What a time. We just danced and danced, and then we went to a wonderful Chinese restaurant. We had chop suey.
Well, didn't George bring you home?
Oh, he had to go someplace. You know him. Can I come in?
Sure.
Well, we just danced, and then we had chop suey, and then we went to another place, and we danced some more, and... Who could that be calling at this hour?
Oh, it's my agent. He said he'd probably call back.
So late?
Hello? Yeah, speaking.
Is she back there now? She is. Well, we followed her, and she didn't meet anyone at all tonight. Not anyone. All she did was go to a movie. Alone. Hello, Casey?
Yeah.
Is she right there with you?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. I'll be there first thing in the morning, and I'll bring my music. I was my agent. He thinks he might have a job for me in some crummy place in Chicago. I have to audition the first thing in the morning.
Hope you get it.
Yeah.
Is that why you're packing?
Packing? Oh. Yeah. Molly, didn't you tell me that George phoned you from the airport this afternoon?
Yes, he did. The second he got off the plane.
But you saw him at the automat, didn't you? Why did you pretend that you didn't know him?
You mean the fellow at... That skinny little runt, you thought that was George.
He was carrying a musical instrument case.
Why don't you move this? He's a musician, for heaven's sake. He used to work in a movie house where they had vaudeville. My goodness, that skinny little runt. You thought that was George.
Molly, you went to the movies tonight, didn't you?
Later on,
You went there alone.
No, you didn't let me finish. After we danced...
Not with George, all by yourself. You went to the movies.
No, you're wrong.
That's how you always intended to spend the evening, not with George at all.
Don't say that.
And for a very good reason.
Now you keep quiet. Don't say that. Now keep quiet.
Molly, now listen to me. Listen to me, Molly.
I have to listen to you.
I think I know the truth, Molly.
No, you don't. You don't know anything at all.
I think I know the truth about George.
You can't. You don't.
You couldn't have met George tonight.
No.
Because there isn't any George.
No. Please.
Now, look, listen to me.
Are you a cop? You came here to hurt me.
I wouldn't hurt you, Molly.
To put me in jail because of Mr. Olonsky.
What about Olonsky?
He tried to hurt me, too.
Is that why you killed him?
He came back and found me right over there by the table. He thought I was stealing, but I wasn't. I was just looking. He had lots of pretty things from all over the world, and all I wanted to do was look at them. You know?
I know.
He said he was going to call the police. Except he said he wouldn't call them if I told him nobody kisses me but George. Nobody! He tried to kiss me anyway. I tried to push him away, but he wouldn't let me go. He hurt me with his hands. And then I had a hold of his neck. He wanted me to let him go so he could hurt me some more, but I wouldn't let him go. I wouldn't. And then he was dead, just like that, all limp and loose. I guess he didn't know how strong I was. I'm as strong as a man when I get mad. Anyway, why did you pretend to be my friend?
I only pretended to be somebody else. I was still your friend.
You said there wasn't a George.
There isn't, Molly.
Say there is.
Do you want me to tell you a lie?
Say there's a George.
Molly, you know, too. You know that there isn't any George. You don't really want me to tell you there is because that'd be a lie, and friends don't lie. Not real friends, and I'm your real friend now.
I'll shoot you.
Then you wouldn't have a friend anymore, would you, Molly? And that's what counts. Not a friend like George who doesn't exist, but a real friend. May I have my gun? Donovan, don't! See? I wouldn't let anyone hurt you.
Keep the earrings.
As long as you like.
Never had any dangly earrings before.
Remember Jean, the girl I talked to? She has a degree from the University of Southern California. She's a fully qualified chemist. Edna was a nurse. Marion was a social worker. I studied, believe it or not, to be a ballet dancer. Down the line, you name it, we've done it. Today, tomorrow, next week, we'll pose as hostesses, society girls, models, anything and everything the department asks us to be. There are 249 of us in the department. We carry two things in common wherever we go. Shield, called the Potsy, and a .32 revolver. We're New York's finest. We're policewomen. Across the river from Manhattan is the borough of Queens. A borough of houses, of families. It didn't look like the scene of a crime, but it was. I'm a policewoman for the city of New York. The crime was abandonment. Definition by statute, non-support of a child.
You know what floor Mike Foley lives on? Pretty clown.
Is there anything else you can tell me that might help me besides his weight, his height, the color of his hair?
I don't think I quite understand you.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, has he ever left home before?
Well, no.
No. You're sure?
Well, once about 2 years ago he went away. But it was only to paint.
He's a painter.
No, he's not. Not anymore.
Well, what does he do for a living?
Has a steady job in an office. But they haven't seen him in 10 days either. My little girl Bobby keeps asking for him, and I said that he took a trip.
Can you tell me exactly what happened when he left?
Well, he came home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he said, I quit my job. I've had it. I'm going back to painting. And he started to pack a suitcase. So I said, Mike, do you know what you're doing? You want us to sit in the village and starve again? We're not kids anymore. So he said, well, you don't have to come with me if you don't want to. And then he slammed out of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he wanted to paint on a Saturday night, I never nagged him to take me to the movies or anything. I let him paint. I encouraged him. All right, I said, if you want to paint, paint weekends, paint nights, but not for a living. Bobby, I thought I told you to play outside. And this is my daughter, Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Who's the lady? She's a friend.
Do you know where Mike is?
Now listen. Will you please go outside and get some sun on your face so you won't be so pale?
Okay.
I think I have everything I need.
Miss Jones. How long does it usually take to...
Mrs. Foley, even if we find your husband, we can't force him to come back. We can only make him support the child.
Hi, Bobby.
Something hard to explain, the feeling that you're being followed. Psychologists say it's a noise or a shadow perceived by an unconscious mind. I didn't have to be a psychologist to see a lock of Bobby Foley's hair.
Oh, hi. Are you following me?
Do you know where Mike is?
Your daddy's on a trip. Now, why don't you go home and wait for him there?
Next Monday's the contest.
What contest?
The drawing contest in school.
They're going to put the best pictures up in the hall, right next to the principal's office.
The clown?
My daddy's clown come out much better than mine. Have to find him before the contest. Are you sure you don't know where he is?
No, Bobby. I don't. Now you go on home. It's easy to lie to a child. So easy sometimes that it hurts. I knew I'd have a better chance of finding Mike Foley without Bobby tagging along. But I had to admire her spunk. For finding a missing man, you follow his line of work. It was helpful to know that Foley had once lived in Greenwich Village. The break came quickly. A man fitting Foley's description was known to hang out in an Italian coffee shop on McDougal Street.
Good afternoon.
Oh, no, I don't want any coffee. I'd just like some information.
Oh, yes.
I'm Loretta Sims from the Pheasant and Galleries, and I'm looking for a man, a Mr. Mike Foley.
Foley. No, there's no one here by that name.
That's odd. He said he could be reached here.
That doesn't mean a thing. Half the artists in Greenwich Village use this place as a mailing address. If you'd like, you can leave him a message on the bulletin board.
Well, do you know when he'd be here to pick it up?
That's hard to say. Sometimes they come in here every night, and sometimes they don't show up for months. You can't pin an artist down. He has to live his own life, his own way.
Well, I'm not interested in Mr. Foley's personal life. I really wanted to buy some of his paintings, but if that isn't possible...
Would you excuse me for a minute, please?
Certainly.
That's my daddy's picture. That's my daddy's picture. A clown.
Bobby!
A red clown.
How did you get here?
That's Mike's picture. I know it.
Are you sure?
Daddy always paints clowns with red dots on it.
I looked all over, but I don't have an address for Mike Foley.
You have his picture up on the wall.
I think you're mistaken, little girl. That picture is not for sale.
I'm not buying. I'm just looking. I'm a policewoman.
It's still not for sale.
Thanks. Come on, Bobby.
That's Mike's picture. I know it. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to.
Bobby, come on.
But she knows where my daddy is. She knows.
Look, Bobby, I want to make a telephone call. Will you wait right here? Now, wait right there. Wait right there, Bobby. I'll be right out. Police headquarters? Policewoman Jones. I'd like to speak to Detective McGowan, please.
like there's a policewoman looking for you. I brought your painting because a little girl recognized it. She said her daddy painted it. You've got a child.
Millions of other people have kids. Tell her to go home. Go on, tell her. Your daddy isn't here, kid. Go on home. Go home.
My daddy's in there. Open the door.
Go home. Go home.
Cars 22 and 27. Missing child. Female. White. Age 9 years. Brown hair, brown eyes. Height. 4 feet 7 inches. Last seen on the corner of 4th and McDougal.
Oh, what kind of a policeman are you, anyway? You let a little girl wander off all by herself. It's getting dark and she doesn't even have any money.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Foley. Believe me, we're doing everything we can to find her.
Hello? Oh, just a minute, please. It's for you.
Detective McGowan. Oh, yeah, Charlie. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, okay, Charlie.
Bobby! Oh, where were you? I was so worried about you. Where were you?
In the house.
What house, honey?
Where Daddy lives.
Did you see Daddy? Well, then how do you know he lives there?
I know.
Well, do you know the number of the house or the street? Well, could you find it again? Or will you take me there?
I don't want to.
Bobby. Well, don't you think you need your daddy's help for the contest?
I'm not gonna be in the contest. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to.
First the kid wants her father, and she doesn't. How do you figure it, Casey?
Don't fool yourself, Mac. She wants him. A policewoman learns to depend on her feelings as well as on fact. My feeling was that Bobby would try to go back to see Mike. So I watched her. She was the only lead I had. My feeling was almost right, but almost isn't good enough. I knew we would have to try something more drastic.
Frank Foley?
Yes, who are you?
We're the police.
Take that kid and get out of here and stop bothering me.
You mean he doesn't want to see me? Are you going to make him come home?
Mac, will you take her upstairs? I want to talk to her. Your daughter wants to know whether you're coming home.
Who are you?
I'm Patricia Jones. I'm a policewoman. What are you?
That's none of your business.
I'm making it my business, Mr. Foley.
There's no law says I have to go back.
Do you know that child has walked all over New York City looking for you?
Who put her up to it? My wife?
No. No, that was her own idea. She happens to love you very much.
You come here to arrest me or to give me advice?
Both, Mr. Foley.
I'll save your advice for the Traffic Bureau. They may want it.
Look, I'm asking you in the nicest way I know how. Don't kick that child in the face.
A tin badge. That makes you an expert on people, huh?
I don't have to be an expert on people to know some of them are pretty rotten.
Okay, I'm rotten. You and my wife agree on that, so it must be true, right? Well, let me tell you something, lady. 50 years from now, nobody's going to care what you or my wife think. The only thing they're going to care about is what I paint, what I put on canvas. Truth, life, dreams. That's what I live for. Nothing else. No one else.
Is that what you're going to tell Bobby?
I don't have to tell her anything.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, Mr. Foley. That child is waiting for an answer. She's going to get one. From you. Bobby? Your daddy has something he wants to say to you.
Bobby, come here to Mike. Come here, honey. Bobby, people can't always have what they want. Your mother wants me to have a regular job, just like all the other daddies. Well, I'm not made that way. I'm an artist. A painter. I have to paint 24 hours a day. Every day. I have to think of it all the time. Nothing else. If I did what your mother wants, I'd be like that clown. I'd be all dried up inside. Be like sawdust. Honey, doesn't mean that I don't love you. I'm going to come and visit you a lot. Talk together. Go for walks. I'll help draw your pictures. Where are you going?
Home.
You forgot your clown.
I don't like clowns anymore.
About 2 months later, I was on a gambling investigation in Queens. I couldn't resist going back to see Bobby Foley. She was full of good news about the drawing contest in school. She'd won second place, but not with a clown. I think Bobby has a real good chance of growing up to be happy.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Betty? It's me, Betty. Carl.
What do you want?
Oh, Betty, 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 Betty,
Please.
Betty.
Why do you keep calling me?
As if you didn't know. Oh, baby, as if you didn't know. Betty.
I'll leave it here. You can listen to it later. This one came in last night.
Are you sure you don't recognize his voice?
No. Oh, I never knew anybody could talk the way he does. It's filthy. It's horrible. Those obscene threats.
We'll continue to tap the incoming calls.
Why me, Lieutenant? Why does he call me every night? Why does he say those terrible things to me?
Miss Hodges, that's why policewoman Jones will be staying with you. To find out.
Familiar things can become strange so easily. The telephone. You ever notice how ugly it is? In a way, it squats, as if it were alive. Not like a lamp or a vase. It's tense. It never sleeps. It's like an open mouth, waiting to scream.
Betty? I broke a dish. It's funny, it just slipped out of my hands. The coffee's on.
Well, I could have made that.
Well, it gave me something to do. I wish he'd call and get it over with.
It's early yet.
They say some of the women he's been calling have moved.
Perhaps you'd feel better if you moved.
No. No, this is my home. I'm not going to let him force me out of it. Oh.
Hello? It's the boys in the basement.
Oh, don't sound so disappointed. Just wanted to make sure you didn't go out to a movie or something.
Oh, you're very funny. Who's down there with you?
No, Ed's with me.
Come on for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about time. We can expect it any time after 8? Yeah. Okay. Bye.
What if he gets suspicious?
When I answer? Well, there's nothing suspicious about a girl's sister visiting her.
What if you can't keep him on the phone long enough?
It'll only take us 5 minutes to trace that call.
Well, back home, they used to warn me about the dangers of a girl living alone in New York. I didn't believe them. I've been here over 2 years now, and up to now I never had any trouble. Oh, once, a couple of years ago, an elevator boy got fresh with me, but, well, he was tipsy. It was Christmas. And then once I met this boy at a cocktail party, and I hoped he would get fresh, but he didn't. Isn't that silly?
I better see about the coffee.
Miss Jones. I'm scared.
I know. Are you sure that you don't recognize his voice?
Oh, once, weeks ago, I thought I did, but he's called so often I can't tell anymore.
Nothing unusual has happened? No one's spoken to you on the street, in the store, tried to pick you up?
No.
Oh, of course, you're listed in the phone book, but so are all the other women he's called.
It's been a nightmare.
I know.
You're so sure of yourself. You're so calm.
Betty, this is my job.
Oh. Well, just wait. Wait until he talks to you. Wait till you hear his dirty, slimy voice in your ears.
Betty, baby? It's me, Carl. How have you been, sweetheart?
I'm trying to tell you I'm her sister. Her sister, Jean, from Cleveland. Sure, I know where she is. To who am I talking, please? What boyfriend? Well, she'll be right back.
He's hedging. I don't think Casey can hold him. Where is that phone company guy?
Why don't you hang on and chat for a while? She's only gone to the grocer's.
Listen, pussycat. Where's Betty? I don't want you. I want Betty.
Oh, what's the matter with me? Sure, everybody gets lonely. Look, mister, that's putting it rather crude. I mean, do you always talk like that?
You ought to hear this guy. They don't come any sicker. Yeah, hello? Yeah. Yeah. I got it. Hello, communications? All right, here it is.
The address is 603 East 54th Street.
Car 563. K. Car 563.
Lexington at 71st Street. K.
Suspect is still talking. The address is a drugstore at 603 East 54th Street. Repeat.
603 East 54th Street.
I've got it. 10-4. 603 East 54th.
That's disgusting.
Now, go on. You love it. That's why you're still on the phone, isn't it? Listen. When you see Betty, you tell her she should always wear blue.
What did you say?
I mean that blue dress she had on this afternoon. Va, 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 voom.
She had on a red dress today. Oh? You sure? Uh-huh. Well, where did you see her? Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. Goodbye.
He got away.
This time.
He's watching me. He knows what I look like. What I wear. Those things aren't listed in any phone book. Not my hair color. Not my clothes.
Betty, it won't be long. Now just try to believe me.
I'm not a policewoman. I'm not brave like you are. I can't take much more.
Betty, try and get a hold of yourself.
Casey, you heard him. You talked to him.
Yeah, I talked to him. Are you going to be all right?
Yes.
I think I'll take a bath. The next day was Saturday. Working on the possibility the man might be someone in the neighborhood, I had Betty introduce me around as her sister. Neither of us knew who the foul-mouthed telephoner might be. He could be anyone. Only one thing was sure. He knew us. There were no calls Sunday. Monday, Betty met me after work, and again we showed ourselves in the neighborhood. Nothing happened. No one even winked. Tuesday evening, 6:45, the doorbell rang. It was Lieutenant Torrey. He was worried about how the case was going. Betty wasn't home from work yet.
Casey, this telephone business isn't working out. Keeping him on the line is too hit and miss. He's too cagey.
Well, there's nothing else we can do. We don't know who he is. We have to wait for him to call.
I know. When he does, we gotta draw him to us. The next time he calls, make a date with him. I know it won't be pleasant. You'll get plenty of cover.
Suppose he won't agree to a meeting.
You gotta see that he does.
Any particular place?
Now, use your own judgment. Avoid crowded areas. We don't know whether he's a psychopath or armed or what. Park will be all right.
Thanks. I'm sure he'll agree.
I'll keep in touch with you, Casey. Make that date.
Hello? It's for you, Lieutenant.
Torrey? No. Go ahead. Yeah? Yeah, now listen. Get orders cut. I want 2 men in this house 24 hours a day. I want them right away. Yeah. The Hodges girl isn't coming home. She stumbled out of an alley an hour and a half ago. She's at Roosevelt Hospital. Doc says. Miss Hodges. Miss Hodges, can you hear me? Miss Hodges, what's her first name?
Betty.
Betty, was it Carl? Was it the man who telephoned you?
Betty, it's me. Casey. She said she didn't see him, but she heard his voice.
Well?
It's the same guy.
What was it, Casey?
She says she wants to die. I returned to the apartment. There was nothing for me to do but wait. Wednesday passed. Betty's story was kept out of the papers. I tried not to think that maybe I couldn't talk him into a date, or that he might not call. Betty's condition had improved. She could remember nothing. Slowly Thursday dragged by. Still no contact. Until 9:45. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Jeannie with the light brown hair.
Well, where have you been? It was hard to keep from screaming. My hands were wet, my throat dry. His voice made my stomach turn. Why should I kid you? I'm in town on a vacation. Why shouldn't I be looking for a good time? He admitted he'd seen me around. He said he liked me because I wasn't phony like his other girlfriends. He didn't ask for Betty. Operator, this is a police call. Get me Spring 73100. Extension 115, please. Lieutenant Torrey, this is Policewoman Jones. It seems I have a date tonight. He said he wants to talk to me. I won't pretend I wasn't scared. The park is a lonely place at night. Lieutenant Torrey had 4 men covering me, hidden among the dark paths. We could have saved ourselves the trouble. After waiting over an hour, we gave up. No one showed. At this point, all I wanted was something to eat, a chance to unwind. It had been a frustrating day.
I'll call you in the morning, Casey. Good night.
Good night. I guess that's all I want. Oh, let me have that English tea. And, send it up right away, please. Hi. How's life in the basement? Well, I just called to say goodnight. No, he didn't show. Who is it?
Groceries.
I ordered some food and it just got here. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll call you in the morning. Good night. That's about time. I thought you were never going to get here. How much is it?
$3.79.
Just put it down there. Got change for 5?
Sure. For anything you got.
There you go.
No thanks.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Let me guess.
Very pretty.
Look, I'm tired, and I don't play spin the bottle with strangers, so why don't you just go?
Very different.
Well, they were kidding you.
Were you kidding me?
Me? When did I talk to you?
As if you didn't know. As if you weren't expecting me. Well, look at you, the way you're dressed. You're scared, aren't you?
Should I be? Carl?
I wouldn't care if you were. You gonna be like that? Are you gonna be phony like them? All the time liking what I say, all the time liking to hear me talk those words? And then make them believe they don't?
Like Betty?
Coming into the store, dressed in them clothes. They're asking for it. And make them believe they're so sweet and so pure. Listen, you were her sister. You know her. I just wanted to talk to her. She started screaming.
Is that why you didn't show in the park?
You're not gonna scream, are you? You want me to come see you? At least you said so on the phone. I just want to talk to you.
Sure I do. Look, Carl, look. Why don't you just sit over here on the couch with me? You see, that's why I want you to come to the park. I want you to come to the park so we could have someplace quiet where we could sit down and we could talk. I'm expecting a call, so I'll just take this off the hook and then we won't be disturbed.
You're okay, you know that?
I think I'll get a cigarette.
Here.
Oh, no, I think I'd rather have one of my own. Okay?
Sure.
That's right.
You know, I knew the first time I saw you, you were all right. You're okay, you know that? There's one thing about me, baby. I sure know dames.
Do you? Well, I'm a policewoman and you're under arrest. Don't you dare move!
Hold it, boys. Right there. Come on, your feet. Let's go. Come on, get out of here.
So long, Jeannie.
When an assignment is finished comes time off. 1, maybe 2 days, if I'm lucky. Sometimes it's not easy to stop living one life and begin another. Because you see, well, I'm divided into 3 parts. This, the decoy, the lie. This that says, I'm Casey Jones, a female. And these, the shield we call the Potsy, and my .32 revolver, that are a constant reminder that I'm a New York policewoman. Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. Pickpocket duty. Pennsylvania Station. Normally a quiet, routine assignment. Not today. Frank, what happened?
Armed robbery, 28th Street. I chased the bandits here. I got one of them. His girlfriend's in there.
All right, come on out with your hands up. Don't shoot, please. Come on. Come on up here. Now turn around. Keep them up. All right, put your hands behind your back. All right, now move.
To the gun, Mr. Whitaker.
Yes. Well, after he pulled the gun on me, I emptied my cash box into the satchel, like he ordered me to. Then he made me lie down on the floor and told me to be still for 10 minutes. When I heard him go out the front door, I ran into the street just in time to see him taking off in a car. The car was driven by a woman.
Did you get a look at her?
No, just the back of her head. I hollered for help, and that was when Officer Torino started chasing them in his car.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of your firm, Mr. Whitaker?
Whitaker Loan Company, 7th Avenue at 28th Street.
If you'll just sign this receipt.
Yes, sir. You don't know what a relief this is, Lieutenant. I was ready to kiss that money good... Oh, Lieutenant, this must be a mistake.
What's that?
Well, it says $7,250.
Well, that's what we counted.
Where's the rest of it?
The rest?
Yes. I had over $17,000 in my cash box.
17,000?
At least that much. You can check my books.
You sure the robber took it all?
Why, of course I'm sure. He didn't leave me a penny.
come with me.
Yes, sir. I simply don't understand what the rest of it could have gone for.
You got a personal property list on that couple we took in Penn Station this morning? Money's found on prisoners, $11.82. There are several possibilities, Mr. Whitaker. They might have left some money in the getaway car. They might have dropped some during the chase. We'll make a thorough search.
I certainly hope so, Lieutenant. $10,000 is nothing to be sneezed at.
I take it you're insured.
Oh, yes, of course. But you know how it is. Something happens, and right away they raise the premium on you.
I know how it is. If you don't mind, I'd like you to leave the money here for a while. I'd like to make a report on the serial numbers. Might help us trace the rest of it.
Will you need me any more, Lieutenant?
That's all.
Well, goodbye, Mr.
Torino.
Yes, Torino.
Close the door, will you? You picked up the satchel at Penn Station.
Yes, sir.
You brought it right here.
Yes, sir.
By yourself.
That's right.
Why didn't you use a squad car?
I had my own car, Lieutenant. I was going off duty.
Okay, that's all. Torino.
Yes, sir.
There'll be an investigation.
Lieutenant.
We'll do all we can for you.
$10,000. Not a trick is missed. From the scene of the crime to the place of arrest, no money found. The getaway car, gone over with a fine-tooth comb, no money found. The driver, Tony Bates, questioned as to whether she knew how much was stolen. She didn't.
How long have you known Torino, Casey?
About 7 years, Lieutenant. I met Frank the first year I was on the force.
I understand he has a young wife. Pretty snappy dresser.
Pearl knows how to shop.
He has a good record. Up to now.
Well, I think it's still good.
We checked Whitaker's books. They show $17,000 cash on hand before the robbery.
That doesn't mean that $17,000 was stolen.
No, it doesn't, Casey. But we're going to find out.
Phase 2 of the investigation. It was based on 2 facts. Mr. Whitaker had never seen Tony Bates, the driver of the car. And he'd never seen me. Is Mr. Whitaker in?
If it's about a loan, you'll have to fill out a form.
It's not about a loan, honey.
May I have your name, please?
Tony Bates.
Just a minute.
Yes? Yes? Oh, the extra 2 months was added at your own request. Well, I have the contract right here in front of me. Yes. All right. All right. Goodbye.
There's someone here to see you, Mr. Whitaker.
Who?
Tony Bates.
Bates. Well, that sounds familiar.
It should. She drove the getaway car for the man who robbed you.
Well, what is she doing here?
I don't know, Mr. Whitaker. She was released on bail this morning. It was in the papers.
Yes, I know. All right, send her in.
In here, please.
know who I am?
Yes, my secretary just informed me.
Guess you're mad at me, huh?
What do you want?
Well, the police have been asking me questions, and I've been answering questions, all except one question. One question I haven't answered. Yes.
I don't like mysteries, Miss Bates. Please, come to the point.
Well, they want to know how much money Nick took from your cash box.
I've already told them that.
You told him $17,000.
That's right.
That's wrong. About $10,000 wrong.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
We counted the money, Nick and me. We counted $7,250.
That's a lie.
Look, don't try and fool an old pro like me, Mr. Whitaker. If you want to shake down the insurance guys for an extra $10,000, that's all right with me. For $1,000, I'd be glad to keep my mouth shut.
Now, just a minute. Are you trying to blackmail me?
Oh, you don't have to call it that.
Let's get something straight, Miss Bates. I'm not afraid of you. I have nothing to hide. I've built up an honest business here from a pawn shop on Canal Street. 32 years of hard work. That's something your kind doesn't understand. So go to the police. Do anything you want. You don't worry me. Now get out of this office.
If you change your mind, I'll be at the Arnett Hotel tonight. Before checking in at the Arnett Hotel, I dropped in at Jovino's, a police equipment shop. There was Frank Torino, the man I'd known for 7 years. Now I began to wonder, how much did I really know?
Hello, Casey.
Hi, Frank. Look, the last time I used these, I had some trouble snapping a lot. Would you check them for me?
Do you want a case?
Yeah.
I guess you know what's going on. They think I took the money.
How do you know?
They're doing a job on me, Casey. They've been to my bank. They've been to the shops where Pearl goes shopping. They've even asked my neighbors whether I've been flashing any money around.
You worried, Frank?
Sure, wouldn't you be 23 years on the force and just about ready to retire? Don't think I haven't had plenty of chances. Bookmakers, prostitutes. I never took a dime, and this is the thanks I get.
You get a hearing, won't you?
Yeah, I'll get a hearing. Boys at the precinct think I ought to retire right now at 80%. I could do that.
Well, 80% is better than nothing.
Not when you're innocent, Casey.
Look, I'm on the investigation, Frank.
What?
Another angle. If it works, you'll have nothing to worry about.
So long, Casey.
I wanted Frank to be innocent. Maybe I would know tonight.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Casey. It's me. Any sign of Whitaker?
No, not yet.
Well, that's too bad. It would have been a break for Torino.
Well, he might still show up.
Oh, no, not now. It's after 11. You better go home.
Look, I'd like to stay a little longer. Do you mind?
No. Suit yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Good night, Lieutenant. Come on in.
Whitaker sends Girl Friday to do his dirty work.
That's not true. Mr. Whitaker doesn't know I'm here.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we'll play it any way you want.
It's the truth.
You look nervous, honey. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
Well, what do we talk about? Are they having any sales at Orvox?
I heard what you said to Mr. Whitaker this morning. The petitions are thin, voices travel.
Especially through keyholes.
I don't want you to go to the police, Miss Bates.
Oh, I don't intend to. Not if I get my $1,000.
Mr. Whitaker has no reason to give you any money.
No reason. You just don't want me to go to the police.
Mr. Whitaker has a heart condition. He's had too much excitement as it is. First the robbery and then you. I don't want him to have any more.
That's very touching. Would you remind me to send a get well card?
What kind of a woman are you? Don't you care anything about a person's health, whether he lives or whether he dies?
I care about my health, honey, and it just gets better with every dollar I have in the bank.
All right, you'll get your money.
From who?
From me.
You're going to pay me $1,000 just because Mr. Whitaker is sick?
That's right.
I don't buy that, honey. I think you have a better reason than that.
What do you mean?
Well, a girl works for a guy with a nice full cash box, so she needs some money quick and
That's not true. I wouldn't do that to Mr. Whitaker.
Well, then why are you so willing to make me rich?
You'll get your money tomorrow night.
Routine check on Miss Bamp. We learned that she lived with an invalid mother who needed constant medical care. A possible motive. We learned that she had a savings account. $1,222. As of closing time, no money withdrawn. We decided that if she produced $1,000 tonight, it could only come from one place. Mr. Whitaker's cash box.
$1,000. I kept my part of the bargain, Miss Bates. I hope you keep yours.
Just a minute, Miss Bamp. I'm afraid you'll have to stay a little longer.
For what?
I'm a policewoman and you're under arrest.
Your mother was sick. You needed money for doctor's bills and medicine.
Yes.
After the robbery, you saw your chance. Whitaker ran out to the street to holler for help, but you stayed behind. You saw something on the floor. Package of money dropped by the bandits.
No.
You picked it up. You figured it wouldn't make any difference. But then when Tony Bates showed up, you were scared. You knew that if she went to the police, they might trace the missing money to you.
Oh, no.
All right, Miss Bamp, you tell us. Why did you pay the blackmailer $1,000?
Mr. Whitaker has a heart condition. I didn't want him to have any trouble.
Mr. Whitaker threw the blackmailer out. Apparently he wasn't worried, but you were. Why?
Well, I thought if the police came around asking questions, he might get upset.
Upset about what? His secretary being a thief?
No!
Oh, what are you doing here, Miss Bates?
I'm not Tony Bates. I'm a policewoman. We thought you might be lying about how much money was stolen, so we tried the blackmail ruse on you. You didn't bite, Mr. Whitaker, but someone else did.
Who?
Your secretary.
My secretary? Louise?
I know it's a shock. These things always are. But there's a way you can help her, and help us, too.
Well, yes, of course, anything.
Well, talk to her. Try and get her to confess. It'll be a lot easier on her.
Where'd you get the $1,000, Miss Bam?
I borrowed it.
Where?
From friends.
What friends? Give me names, addresses.
But I don't want to involve other people.
Because there were no other people, Miss Bam. That's part of the money you stole from your boss.
No!
He's here now.
Good.
You can go in now, Mr. Whitaker.
Louise? Mr. Whitaker? I was told you paid the blackmailer $1,000.
Yes?
Where did you get the money?
I can't tell you, Mr. Whitaker.
I really would like to know.
You'll get mad.
I won't get mad. I promise you.
I took out a loan from Flanagan. Well, I couldn't very well come to you, Mr. Whitaker.
What made you do it, Louise?
A girl works 15 years for a man, she finds out a lot about him. A lot more than you think.
Like what?
What he eats for breakfast, the kind of ties he likes to wear. I even know when you've had a fight with your wife. By the way you walk in the morning, kind of fast with your top coat unbuttoned. And I know what those fights are about. First that new house she wanted, and then when you gave in to that, it was all new furniture, and then a full-time maid. You had to work so hard to give her those things. And I know every time you get a letter from that son of yours asking for money. Well, you'd think at the age of 31 he'd be able to keep a job. They sure take advantage of you, Mr. Whitaker. How many times I wanted to say to you, put your foot down, stand up to them. I had to keep reminding myself, now it's not your place, Louise, it's not your place.
What else do you know about me, Louise?
I know where you keep your cash, Mr. Whitaker. You don't keep it all in the cash box. You keep some in the upper left-hand drawer of your desk, the one you lock with that little brass key. I knew you'd lied to the police. Well, that's why I had to stop Tony Bates. I knew if I didn't, it would be all over.
All over?
A girl works for a man. She gets feelings about it.
How long have you felt this way?
Long enough.
I never knew.
Oh, I didn't want you to know. You were married. You had a family of your own. I didn't want to make trouble.
I don't know what to say, Louise.
Mr. Whitaker.
We had a talk.
We heard, Mr. Whitaker.
Oh.
I'll take your statement. It'll get a policeman off a very sharp hook. Come with me.
I have the Whitaker envelope, please. You can go home now.
Will he go to prison?
I don't know, Miss Bam. If he's filed an insurance claim for $17,000, he's technically guilty of fraud. But, well, he may be able to withdraw that claim.
Give him a chance. He never did anything wrong before.
We'll do what we can. Miss Bam, your $1,000. I'd like to have Patrolman Frank Torino, please. Days later, I came back to Whitaker Loan Company. I saw a boss and a secretary working together, as they had for 15 years. Nothing was changed. And I saw Frank Torino walking his beat, a policeman. The kind you would hardly notice on the street, except when you need him. He's always there. One of New York's finest. My assignment is with the Vice Squad, juvenile section. The job is watching the teenagers. All I have to do is walk around and keep my eyes open for anything unusual. Like this. The girl who blacked out on the street was a dope addict. She'd been on heroin about a year. Through a trick mirror device in the lieutenant's office, I could observe the girl without her knowledge. Her name was Joni Kittredge. Her father knew a lot of people. He was a gambler, one of the big operators. So we figured the girl was dealing with a high-level connection and not a punk pusher on the street.
Make it easy on yourself, Miss Kittredge. Save us all a lot of trouble.
What makes you think I want to?
Well, maybe you could get clear. Wouldn't you like to kick the habit?
Look, it doesn't matter one way or the other.
You think being a victim of heroin is something to be proud of? It's a vicious habit. You know, in a couple of years, you're going to look twice your age.
What is it, Sunday school?
Why'd you start taking dope?
Look. Why don't you leave me alone?
You're protecting the people that bleed you. They prey on people with problems who have no way of solving.
I have no problems.
Yeah?
Harry Kittredge, an attorney here, Lieutenant.
Okay, Cinnamon. All I want is your contact with the stuff. Who is he?
You'd be surprised. You really would.
You said it was one man.
Did I?
Mm-hmm. You must have slipped. One slip too many, and we'll track him down.
Okay, smart man.
Come in.
Frank, get me out of here.
It's all arranged.
What's all arranged?
We have a court order for the release of Miss Kittredge.
You didn't waste much time, did you?
She's going to Green Hill Sanatorium for treatment.
What does the young lady have to say?
You heard him.
You won't enjoy taking the cure.
My attorney used the word treatment.
You don't mind going through with it?
Won't be forever. Frank, let's get out of here.
Miss Kittredge! Your coat.
The girl who could have led us to bigger game was walking out, with some questions unanswered.
Joan, what's happened to you?
Come on, cut the act, huh?
Joan, I'm your father. I'm worried about you.
Isn't it a little late to be playing the worried father? Where were you when I needed you?
Joan, I want to help you if you'll only let me.
Casey.
Sure, all of a sudden, holier than thou. Well, you're no better than I am. You're a gambler. You're a bookie. You take bets and You give me a pain.
Where'd you get the stuff? Who put you on it?
You're a big man. You got big connections. Ask your pals.
Larry, let me handle Joan. I'll take her to the sanatorium, and then I'll get in touch with you later.
Bye, Joan. Take care of yourself.
Now, the way I figure it, there must be a link somewhere, Casey. She showed no concern about taking the cure.
Not the slightest.
Which may mean she expects personal delivery at the sanatorium.
Is that where I come in?
Right.
Okay.
Please, Frank.
It's all right. It's all right. Joni, you've got to pull yourself together.
Please.
Take it easy now, Joni.
Frank, please. Please, I need you. You promised you'd take care of me.
I will. I'll be in touch with you every day. I'll see that you get everything you need.
Look at this place. It's like a cage.
Well, it won't be for long. Try to be patient. You've got to get well.
It's time to leave now.
Oh, not yet.
Everything will work out fine. Goodbye, Johnny. I'll be in touch with you.
You better get some rest. I'm Grace Willis. We'll be spending a lot of time together. Green Hill isn't that bad.
Knock off. Just do what you're supposed to do and never mind the chit-chat, huh?
Is that your boyfriend? What? You said the gentleman who just left. Is that your boyfriend?
I have no boyfriend. Now, will you get lost?
Look, Miss Kittredge, I'm going to be with you 12, 14 hours a day, so let's try and get along, okay?
Okay. He's my father's lawyer, and he's mine, too.
Seems nice.
Yeah, when he wants to be.
Can I get you anything?
I need a cigarette. You got one?
Sure.
Thanks. Look, Grace, I'm kind of a flip. It's not you, it's me.
Well, I'm here to help you any way I can. You remember that.
I will.
I'll see if I can't get you a package of cigarettes. Extension 810. Lieutenant, this is Casey.
Yeah, Casey.
We met. I think we're going to get along just fine.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I'll let you know what develops. Yeah. I understand. All right. Bye.
Grace, did anything come for me today? Flowers, sugar, candy, anything?
Not a thing.
Grace, I've got to use the phone. I've got to make a phone call, please.
Joni, that's something I can't do.
No, please, I've got to use the phone. I have to talk to someone.
Who, Joni?
Someone who... Never mind.
Oh, Joni. Joni, don't cry. We all have this hopeless feeling once in a while, but we fight it. I try to hold on.
I'm trying to. But it's not easy. I can't stand this place. Bars on the window. Doors locked. No telephone. I feel like a caged animal. I feel so alone.
You're not alone, Joni.
Grace, if anything comes for me, anything at all, you'll give it to me, won't you?
Now, you know I will. Joni's packages were coming all right, but they were gone over first to make sure nothing was slipped through. First, it was soap. As we expected, someone was trying to make delivery. The packages were always delivered by a messenger who had no connection with the sender. When we could get a description, it was always vague, but never the same man. Again, the heroine. Again, no clue. Joni was becoming more and more upset. So we decided the time was ripe to bring matters to a head. These flowers came for you.
Wasn't there a card, an envelope, something?
No, nothing.
Luck. I never have any luck. Grace, you're my friend. You've been good to me. Do me a favor. Make a phone call, pick up a package, and bring it to me.
Well, I don't know.
Please, Grace, you've got to. You've got to get it for me. It's heroin. Please, Grace. I'll do anything for you. I'll give you money, jewelry, anything, please.
All right, Joni.
I feel like a heel. Asking you to do this. It may cost you a job. Maybe more. Cops, jail, any...
Give me the number. I'll get it.
It's wrong. It's all wrong. I'm all mixed up. I can't ask you to do this. I'll try. I'll try to fight it. But in the meantime, please. Please get me something hot to drink. I'm freezing.
I will. I'll get it right away. Extension 810. Lieutenant, it's Casey. She almost cracked, but she changed her mind. She's a pretty sick girl. All right, I'll keep in touch. Yeah, okay. Bye. Joan? Joni Kittredge was gone, disappeared, swallowed up in the big city. We covered stations, bus terminals, airports. We had the big movie houses covered as well as other public places where she might show. We didn't turn up a thing.
Kittredge, I know you want your daughter back as much as we do.
More.
Well, why don't you cooperate?
What, so you can grab her? Put the pressure on her? She means nothing to you except a credit for putting another pusher in jail.
No. Not just another pusher. This one hooked your daughter. This is a big one.
Oh, sure. Suddenly there's a fire. Well, put out your own fire without me.
Oh, don't play it the hard way. We're trying to find Joan for her own protection.
Oh, for her own protection. Look, I'll take care of Joan. That's how it stands. I'll find her, and when I do, you'll never get hold of her.
Okay, Kittredge, go ahead. You find her. She'll only take off again. She's sick. She's a junkie. She's probably with the guy who put her on the hook right now. And you hold out. You know, if it were my kid, I'd beg for help wherever I could get it.
Oh, I don't have to stand here and listen to this.
No, you don't! You better hear what Policewoman Jones has to say before you leave. She was assigned to your daughter's case.
Mr. Kittredge, I spent a lot of time with your daughter. She's a warm, decent girl, but she's all twisted up inside.
I know that.
She had a choice of sending me for the drugs or running away. She chose to run. She didn't want to involve me. If I can find her, I'd like to find her before she gets into any more trouble.
I'll find her.
When you do, will you find the man who feeds her the dope? What are you going to do about him? She trusts me. I can help her.
You're only a cop. I'll help my daughter my own way.
Don't you want to see Joni cured?
Yes, and I'll see to it. You get the supplier. That's your job. I take care of my own.
What now?
Keep going. Keep going till we get a break.
We questioned anyone with a connection to Kittredge. Anyone who was a known addict. No bet was overlooked. Finally, we came up with a slim lead. A spot called Tiny's.
What'll it be?
Scotch, water on the side. Say, I'm looking for an old friend. Used to hang out here.
What's his name?
It's not a he, it's she. Joni Kittredge.
Close friend?
Like that.
Well, then how come you don't know where she is?
I've been out of town.
Can't help you.
You mean she hasn't been in here lately?
I mean she hasn't been in here, period. I never heard of her. Wouldn't know her if I saw her.
Thanks. You've been a big help. The way Tiny acted made me suspect he knew more than he was letting on.
Yes? What did she look like? I see. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tiny. Someone was looking for you over at Tiny's.
For me?
Said she was an old friend.
I don't know who it could be.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this. Tiny?
Yeah? Hello, Mr. Kittredge. I'm looking for my daughter. I don't know nothing.
Hello, Larry. Come on in. Fix your drink?
Not right now.
Any news?
Nothing. Cops had me in.
Oh?
They think I knew something I wasn't telling.
How'd it wind up?
Nowhere. Frank? Don't you have any idea where Joan could have gone?
Well, if you don't know, how do you expect me to know?
You were closer to her in a way than I was.
Maybe, but I'm not responsible for her.
I didn't say you were. She spends more time with you than she does with me.
You make it sound as though I'm to blame for her condition.
I think you could have prevented this.
Whatever problems Joan has are your own fault. And the basic problem is that you're a failure as a father.
That's your opinion. Now let me tell you something, Frank. Ever since you've been fooling around, Joan's gotten worse. Your relationship with her hasn't done her any good. Keep away, Frank, because I don't like it. I pay you well to handle my legal affairs. You take care of them. I'll take care of my daughter.
I'm agreeable to that. After all, it is your job.
I can just get my hands on the guy who hooked Joan.
Yes, of course. If I hear anything useful, I'll give you a ring.
You do that, Frank.
Joan. Joan.
Is he gone?
Yes. Look, honey, you can't stay here any longer.
Why not?
It's too dangerous. If your father knew you were here...
Where am I going to go?
Take a room in a small hotel under another name and then let me know where you are.
You want to get rid of me?
No, nothing of the sort. You're better off away from here. Here. I'll keep you supplied.
Please, can I stay here with you?
No, Joan.
But you'll come for me, won't you?
Naturally.
Say, I think I left my glove here.
Glove?
Yeah, the mate, this one.
I didn't find nothing.
Huh, that's funny. I could have sworn.
Very funny. Now, what do you want?
Look, what's the big secret about Joni Kittredge? You know where she is, so why don't you come across?
I told you before, I never heard of her.
I know what you told me, and I'm still asking.
You're asking for a rough time, lady, if you don't stop snooping around. No. Smarten up.
Joni, what are you doing here?
Grace, I didn't recognize you without your uniform on.
Come on, sit over here. It's quiet. How do you feel?
Not good.
Why did you run away?
To get what I needed. Now, I wish I'd stuck it out.
Why'd you change your mind?
Running away only made everything worse.
You want to go back to Green Hill? I'll take you back any time.
Right now.
Come on.
No. First, I want to see Frank, please.
Frank?
Frank Banderman, my lawyer.
Where does he live?
Near Washington Square. Please.
It's on our way. We can pick him up. Come on.
Who's your friend?
This is Grace Willis from the sanitarium.
Hello. Oh, yes.
Where are you going, Frank?
I thought I told you to stay away from
Yes,
here.
you did, but
Joni is going back to the sanitarium.
Well, you made a very wise decision.
You really think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't believe you. I think you were running away from me, Frank.
No, I wasn't. No. I thought later we'd go away together. I was going to pick you up.
It's a lie. You put me on the habit with lies. Frank, you started me on the stuff. The great Frank Bandoner. Don't push her! Well, you're not going to get away with it now.
Now, don't do anything silly.
Police! Oh!
All right, Miss Vanity, you're under arrest. I'm a policewoman. I took Joni Kittredge and her father to the hospital where Joni was to undergo treatment for dope addiction. They both had a new outlook. They felt the future held a promise of good things. With 10 seconds to play, the crowd packing the gym on the campus of State University went mad as their team scored the tying basket. In a hotel room half a mile away, the joy was slightly more restrained.
Take it easy. Bobby will blow the foul. Weston will take the rebound and score the winning points.
Seconds later, Frank Henderson's prediction came true. Was it a good guess? Was he clairvoyant? Or had the game been fixed? It was my job to find out.
Bobby. You played great ball, the both of you. If I'd only sunk that foul. Forget it. The next game we'll win. So long as we keep plugging, we'll win our share. Wipe this one out of your mind. I guess I just hate to lose, Coach. Don't worry. We'll win the next one. Come on, quit moping around. Get dressed. Hazel's waiting outside in the car. Pick up a date and we'll have ourselves a ball. Not tonight. It's your funeral, buddy boy.
Detective Sam Franklin had started as a routine check of the belongings of the dead boy.
Coach, how well did you know Bobby?
I know he was a darn good ball player, one of the best I've ever coached.
Aside from that,
What's wrong? What have you found?
would it interest you to know that the girl in the car with Bobby the night he died worked for a gambler named Frank Henderson?
Yes, it would interest me very much. But I don't see what you
That the car Bobby drove was registered in his own name? That he bought and paid for it in cash? That $500 and $20 bills was found in his wallet at the time of that accident? Now, you played a game on the evening of November 2nd.
That's right. Boston U.
Lost that one.
Yes, by 2 points.
Mm-hmm. November 15?
Manhattan. We lost again.
And November 25, December 3rd, the 18th, 28th, January 6th, the 17th, and the 25th. And every time you lost, Bobby Phillips deposited from $500 to $1,000. Each and every time you lost.
Look, Lieutenant, he's always been an erratic.
I'm certain if we check back into each one of these losses, we'd find Bobby made the misplay that set up the winning points.
He's always been an erratic player. He'd blow hot or cold. He couldn't miss or he couldn't buy a basket. That's just the way he was.
And Dave Carter?
Dave? Oh. This is Detective Lieutenant Sam Franklin.
Hi, Dave. Sorry to bust in on you this way,
That's
but...
okay. I understand. I guess you have to ship his things home. I'll be out of your way in a minute.
If there's anything of his you'd like to keep, I could check with the family.
Well, that picture of Bobby's sister. It's been there for 2 years. I'd kind of miss it.
I don't think she'd object.
I'll see you at practice, huh, Dave?
Right.
So long, Dave.
See you.
You're dead wrong, Lieutenant. Dave isn't that type of boy. I'd stake my life on it. He's as steady as Bobby was erratic, on the court and off. He held us together all season long.
He held you together all season long, huh? Where was Dave Carter in the 7 games you lost?
You really think that I can pass myself off as Joyce Phillips?
Well, now there's a fair enough resemblance. Plus the fact this picture was taken 3 years ago.
As of now, you've got nothing against him except a hunch, huh?
Well, Casey, if I had anything concrete, there'd be no need of you. But I do know one thing, though. Basketball is a 5-man game. Now, in the case of a 1-star squad, you fix the star, maybe you fix the game. But State had 2 stars. Bobby Phillips, Dave Carter. In a fix, you'd have to be sure of both of them.
The housemaster, or whatever he is, said I could come in here.
You're Bobby's sister.
That's right.
Oh, you may not find all of his belongings there. There was a man here.
I know, a detective going through his things. It's all right. I know all about Bobby's extracurricular activities.
I'm sorry.
Dave, why did he do it?
I don't know.
You're his roommate, his best friend. You must have some idea.
Well, it's all over now.
I know, but I'd still like to know why. Look, back home, Bobby was a wild kid. He liked to have fun. I knew that about him, but to take money from gamblers, to play to lose, it just doesn't make sense.
Things sometimes change, Miss Phillips. People change.
No, but a boy just doesn't become a thief overnight.
It's not an easy thing to explain.
Can you try?
Well, in Bobby's case, you say he liked to have fun. Well, back home in a small town, fun may be a date with a girl, a movie, a soda at the drugstore. But this is the big city. You're a basketball star. People fall all over you. You're a hero. And fun takes on a different meaning than it did back home. Fun becomes money.
You're from a small town. You're a basketball star. You're a bigger basketball star than Bobby was.
You were asking about Bobby. I told you what I thought would have happened to him.
How long did you know about him?
I didn't know. I suspected. If I'd known, I would have turned him in. Miss Phillips? Are you, planning to spend any time here?
A little. I have some things to clean up.
Well, it's a big city. May I help you find your way around?
I'd like that. As Joyce Phillips, I saw a lot of Dave the next few weeks. I talked to people who knew him. The department checked every bank in town and found no evidence of a bank account in Dave Carter's name. I watched and cheered him as he led State to 5 straight wins. The sum total was overwhelmingly in Dave's favor.
Dave! Nobody important.
It was almost over. Joyce Phillips could go home, back to Oregon. I was sorry to see the job come to an end. It had been, well, kind of nice to be a college girl again. Even for a little while.
All the way back to Oregon. Couldn't you find a job here? I bet you could if you tried. I'd help you.
Dave, please. I've got to leave tomorrow. I just have to. Let's leave it at that.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. But tomorrow's a long way off.
Hi, Dave. Joyce. Great night, isn't it? All right. Hey, oof. I almost forgot. This special delivery letter came for you tonight. I signed for it.
Thanks, Ray.
See you later.
Excuse me.
Dave, is there something wrong?
No, there isn't. I'd like to be alone for a while.
Dave? Dave? My job was not yet done. No matter how hard I tried to tell myself that whatever he had read in that letter was none of my business, it was no sale. My dear son, this is a very difficult letter for me to write. The doctor told me today that Dad must go back to the hospital and they will have to operate again. I know it's asking a great deal of you, but if you could just send us a little more money. The letter proved nothing. Lots of boys send money home. The amount he had sent wasn't specified. Dave might have saved it, earned it, working in his part-time job as a waiter in his frat house. He might have. But I knew it wasn't so. Suddenly, as I watched him, I knew why he needed this midnight practice. He was too good a player to suddenly start missing. He had to practice to miss. Practice to lose.
On November 3rd, same day Bobby made his first deposit, Dave paid $500 to a Dr. Paul Harasser. Through the following 3 months, Dave paid for his father's private room, nurse. It was over $2,000.
Last night he finds out his father needs still another operation.
Yeah, the state's playing tech tomorrow night. Get me the sports desk at the Gazette, huh? Be interesting to see how that betting's going, huh?
If state goes in a favorite, that means there's no fix.
Yeah, unless Dave still hasn't contacted Henderson, huh? Hello. Yeah, look, this is Detective Sam Franklin. I'd like you to find out the odds on the state tech game tomorrow night. Uh-huh. As of this morning, the odds have shifted. All right, what are they? Tech is now favored to win by 3. All right, thank you. Somebody put a large hunk of cash on Tech this morning. Large enough to swing the odds around. Anyone betting that kind of money on Tech would have to be pretty darn certain they've got a safe bet. And if Dave Carter's going to have a bad night, Tech is a safe bet.
Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I'll keep in touch.
Okay. Yeah, come in.
Hello, Dave.
Joyce, I thought you were leaving town.
Well, I want to stay until after the tech game.
Well, that's swell, but the game's a sellout. I don't think you'll be able to get in.
What about your tickets? Have you promised them to somebody?
Oh, yes, I have. I didn't know you were going to be here.
Are your mother and dad coming down to see the game? I'd like to meet them if they are. They must be awfully proud of you.
Yeah, I guess so. Dave, you're missing the dancing. Oh, hi, Joyce. Hey, come on downstairs. That's where the party is. Be right there. Okay.
Dave, I'd like to talk to you just for a minute.
Yeah?
Here's $200. I want you to bet it on Tech for me.
You're crazy.
I don't think so.
You think we're going to lose tomorrow night?
Yeah, so do the odds.
I can't help it if the gamblers think we're going to lose.
Well, they wouldn't think that unless they thought you were going to have an off night.
You seem to know an awful lot about this.
Oh, well, my brother was a basketball player, remember? He was in on the fix. He never exactly said you were in on it, too, but I could read between the lines. When I first met you, I thought I was mistaken, but I've changed my mind.
You're guessing?
Well, I decided I'd play my guess. After all, Bobby made a lot of money. If I'd been betting, I would have made some, too.
It killed Bobby. You said so yourself.
Well, no, you said that, Dave. And I believed you. But you've been on the fix. It hasn't hurt you a bit. So why shouldn't I take a flyer?
It hasn't hurt me, huh? You've known me for 3 weeks.
Have you seen the Jaguar I drive? My penthouse apartment overlooking the East River, the flashy blonde I keep there? If I'm taking fixed money, there's a reason for it. A good reason.
Good reason for cheating?
Yes. Joyce, if you love someone you owed everything to, who gave up everything, who worked himself sick so that his son could have an education.
Well, if I had somebody like that, I'd do anything. Anything in the world to keep him from finding out about me.
My father may die.
Well, the question is, will he die a happy man, or will his whole life be wasted because his son is a thief?
Just can't bring myself to believe Dave would do this.
There's no questioning it now that he's accepted the money.
Lieutenant, I'll have to cancel the game.
No. Game's got to be played. We've built up a case against Dave, but for proof, got to wait till Dave pays Casey her winnings.
What if he doesn't go through with it? What if he plays to win?
I wouldn't count on it.
How can I take a chance and play him?
That's up to you. But you've got to let him play, even if he's playing to lose.
Even if he plays to lose. Now, Lieutenant, I'll get back to school, huh?
Dave missed shot after shot, fumbled passes. He was playing against his reflexes, his instincts. His first half play was enough to convince any jury in the world that he had played to lose.
Phil, you're not switching. Lou, you're moving to keyhole this half. We'll play it off the post. Vic, you start and place a Dave this half. Don't try any outside shots. Keep moving the ball till we get in close. Ray, when you get set up on the side this half, take your shot.
I usually pass to Dave.
I know what you usually do. I'm telling you to take the shot this half. What about me, Coach? All right, let's get out there. We still got the second half to play.
I'd seen enough of the second half. I couldn't take any more. I've seen enough.
It'll be over any minute now.
It's around the rim and drops in. What a comeback. 4 straight baskets by Dave Carter. And the Tech lead is cut to 4 with minutes left in the ball game. Tech ball out. There's a cross-court pass. Carter intercepts it. He drives in. There's a pass into Carter in the bucket. Dave spins, shoots, it's in. 83 all, with 10 seconds left to play.
He's just trying to make it look good. Well, wait and see. Tech will move in to score the clincher.
Tech's ball. Tech drives in. Carter steals it. He took it away. He's driving in. There's the shot. It's good at the buzzer. State wins. And the team's carrying Dave around on their shoulders.
I hope he's enjoying himself. Next time he's carried, there'll be a box around him.
Hey, come on, get dressed, will you?
Oh, you go ahead, Ray.
You okay, Dave?
Fine, just fine. Just a little beat.
See you at the bonfire.
Right.
kiddo. Leave him alone, Vince. You lost his jacket. Did he hurt your kid? No. You know, you cost us 30 grand, Dave. And the 200 I put down for you, all down the drain. Just because you wanted to play the big hero. It's gotta cost you to play the hero. You must know that. All right, let's go. You got nothing on me. That's what you think. Go on out. See you outside, please.
You're right, Dave. I'm a policewoman.
Then, all along, you must have known about me.
What made you change your mind about the game?
Remember you said, if I was a thief, my father's life was a waste? Was that just talk? Was that a cop doing a job, conning a guy along, or do you really believe that?
What I believe doesn't really matter.
I kept telling myself I was doing it for him. All he ever wanted was to see me make good. By keeping him alive, I was killing him. I don't suppose we could keep this from him for a little while, could we?
I can't promise that, Dave. Dave's testimony helped to convict Henderson. This, plus the fact that he had played to win the tech game, influenced the court's decision to deal with Dave leniently. I don't know why it had so much meaning that I attend the first game with him. Maybe he had to prove to himself and to me that he could live a full and happy life apart from basketball.
All right, let's try it again. According to this, you're supposed to report to Leonard Street, distant DA by the name of Miller. And he says right away.
Like this?
Well, if I was Miller, you know, I wouldn't mind a bit.
Oh, come on. In New York City, there seemed to be more assistant DAs than chewing gum wrappers. I'd never heard of Miller. Miller had heard of me.
This is Mrs. Henderson. Mrs. Henderson is the warden of Hudson Penitentiary for Women.
3 weeks ago, a girl in our minimum security wing, Wing G, didn't answer morning count. The matron checked and found her dead. Sometime during the night, she had been stabbed 14 times.
Knife? Scissors?
No, a tablespoon, sharpened, filed to a point. We assume that it was done on one of the stone floors.
Somebody must have really hated her.
Only 3 women had access to her room. All 3 hated her. Here are their case histories and files.
To find the murderer, someone got the bright idea of planting a policewoman in the wing with the girls. I'm not sure I approve. She'll have no cover. She'll be completely on her own. Only the warden here will know that she's not a real convict.
Is this a definite assignment?
That's up to you.
We're on the spot. If the murderer isn't found, they'll start screaming that I'm running a country club, a boarding school, that I'm coddling women who have sinned against society. I don't want to lose our minimum security wing.
You see how important it is, Jones. Modern penology demands...
Look, Mr. Miller, I'm a policewoman, not a sociologist. You just tell me where to report. By the time I entered the prison, I had been given a complete new identity. Previous arrests, fingerprints, court action, everything. I was Billy Jarrett, serving 5 to 10 for armed robbery, being transferred for good behavior. The district attorney's office had done everything they could. Now it was up to me. Alone.
This is your room, Jarrett. But don't let the curtains fool you. It may seem like a hotel after your stay at Auburn, but I guarantee you it's not. You're in this wing because they think you're a good rehabilitation risk. Your room door isn't locked. You have a certain amount of freedom within the block. But you'll have to prove it to me. One misstep and you can kiss all this goodbye. Understand?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, ma'am, Jarrett. You've been around. I've seen your record.
Yes, ma'am.
You find the regs in the drawer. Make sure you know them. It's all down there. Lights out at 10. This wing eats on the 1st. Don't leave the room. Well, Duchess?
Good evening, ma'am.
I suppose you didn't hear anything.
When, ma'am?
Just now.
Oh. I did hear some sort of crash. Seemed to come from way down the hall. I was so busy reading my fortune I didn't notice. It's really very good. Can you read it?
I wonder what the warden would say if I told her that one of her pets in minimum security spends all her spare time trying to make whiskey.
Driving while drunk. Manslaughter. First offense. Good background. Suspect number 1. Paula Shane.
You know, I was just thinking, ma'am, it must be very lonely here for you without Helen.
You're in enough trouble, Shane. You'd better keep your mouth shut tight. By the way, I thought you'd be glad to know. There's a new girl in Helen's room.
Hi. I'm Lois.
So?
Suspect number 2. Lois Gray. Ending a 1-year sentence. Shoplifting. Possible klepto.
I'm getting out soon.
You're lucky.
How long are you in for?
So what is this, truth or consequences?
Just trying to be friendly. I don't want any trouble. Like I said, I'm getting out soon. I just like to be friendly with everybody.
My name's, Billy.
I fixed up my room real nice. They let you do it, you know. You ought to fix this place up. Helen never did.
Who's Helen?
She had the room before you.
Oh, yeah, her. It's too bad what happened to her.
Too bad. Are you kidding? Listen, we almost gave ourselves a party when it happened. Nobody liked Helen. Not even me. And I get along with everybody. Hey! A lipstick! A brand new lipstick!
Keep your hands out of there.
I'm not hurting it.
Put it back.
I just want to look
I
at...
said put it back.
Lois! Do what she says. Sure. This is Taffy. What's your name?
Jarrett. Billy Jarrett.
You're from Auburn.
What makes you think so?
You know Mary Chernick?
I'm getting a little tired of answering all these questions. Why don't you ladies retire?
Why don't you ladies retire?
What do? Do you jump when she talks?
Oh, you're a tough one.
I'm tough enough.
You got a lot to learn. See you around. Tough one.
Taffy Connell, finishing 6 years, armed robbery. Of the 3, the unquestioned leader. Of the 3, the most likely suspect.
Stay away from her until I do some checking at Auburn.
Sure, Taffy?
Only why? Just do as I say.
Taffy's word was law in Wing G. I found that out as the days passed. I couldn't relax my guard for a moment.
Food's better here than at Auburn, ain't it? That all depends. Yeah? On what? On how hungry you are. The sense of humor. You know, I don't know if I like the idea of sleeping in a room somebody got murdered in. 14 times I heard. Cut 14 times. That's something like a world's record, isn't it?
Animals. Food here is bad enough, but the way the animals eat is appalling.
Here we go again, girls.
You know, I don't blame you. I would like to sleep in a room with some...
The salt.
The next step came quickly. Taffy passed word I was to be in her room that night. She didn't have to say or else. I knew she meant it.
It's 8 o'clock.
So what?
I mean, Taffy said she wanted...
If you want to stay in here, that's okay with me, but don't keep giving me all this jazz about Taffy or Daffy or whatever her name is, I'm not interested.
There'll be trouble. We'll all get in trouble. But why don't you just go to Taffy's room like she said? We all did it. It'll be over in 5 minutes. All you have... I was wondering if maybe Lois forgot to tell you.
By coming at your room at 8 o'clock? No, she told me.
I was just wondering if she forgot.
How could she? I told her you could come here, and here you are.
Smart girl. She's a smart girl. Look, smart girl. Up at Auburn, you were the big cheese. I know all about it. But down here, the girls sort of look to me like I do certain things for them, and they do certain things for me, like taking turns sweeping my room, seeing that my shoes are kept nice.
What do you do for them?
This is a big place. I see they don't get hurt.
Well, I can take care of myself.
She sounds just like Helen.
Shut up. Okay, smart girl. Starting tomorrow, you sweep my room, make my bed. Starting tomorrow, you give me 2 packs of cigarettes a week. Starting tomorrow... Oh, boy, you better get out of here before I die laughing.
The matron will be in. I don't want any trouble. Billy, take it easy.
Just because this big ox tells me to? Look, maybe she can snow you, but not me. All right, smart girl, you're asking for it. Oh, look, get her out of here, will you? She's smelling up my room. Please, let me go! Stop, let go! Fight with the puppy! No, stop it! Let me go! Steffi, let the animals fight! Steffi! Let them go! Let them fight! Stop it! No, let them go! Let them fight! Stop it! Steffi, you stop it! Just you wait! Just wait! Stay here all night if necessary. I won't stand for that kind of behavior in my wing. Now for the last time, who started it?
Ma'am, it was Taffy.
Well? Yeah, I started it. And once more, I'm not through. That's enough! All right. The rest of you girls back to your rooms. Thank you, Jarrett. Cuddle, you come with me.
I'd done it. Taffy would be out of circulation for at least 24 hours. I had 24 hours in which to act. Taffy drew 24 hours in solitary as a result of our fight. I'd gambled that I could overcome the other's animosity. As the day dragged on, it looked like I'd lost.
I get so tired of this. From what I heard, Helen must have been a real crumb. Somebody must have really hated her. A real crumb. Like a sadist, you know? It's a lot of trouble filing down a spoon. Takes a long time to make a knife out of it. What do you think, Lois?
Taffy was coming out in the morning. That night I tried once more. Mind if I watch?
Your turn.
Playing rummy?
No, we're playing Fink. You know the game.
What are you trying to do, make trouble? Take Helen's place?
Wait a minute. Helen was a Fink. She got along with the matron real well. She was a first-class Fink like you.
I get this straight. One thing I hate is to be pushed around. Taffy's learning that right now. I'll be glad to teach you two any time you say. Once again, I faced a dead end. Too worried about staying out of trouble. About her time off for good behavior. Paula was no killer. I was certain of that. That left only Taffy. Taffy, who strangely enough had said nothing or done nothing about my action. Something had to be done. To shock them, to jar them, to make them talk about Helen's murder.
Look at Jared. What are you thinking about, Jared? Something else to tell the matron?
Yeah. How'd you guess?
It was a wild idea, but I had to try something. The murder weapon. I'd steal one.
Mrs. Henderson, I know it's going slowly, but believe me... Another incident in the minimum security wing, and it's finished. They're after my scalp. I don't coddle the girls, but I do feel that I owe it to society to help them and not to punish them. In the long run, it's society that will pay if they come out the same as they go in.
But it's exactly for that reason that I feel that I...
Jones, listen. After every meal, the silver is counted.
Oh, Mrs. Henderson, if that's what you're worried about, don't. I took the spoon.
Did you take 2 of them?
What?
Did you take 2 spoons?
Think? How's the warden?
Hurt her a little, Taffy.
You gonna be a good girl? I'm waiting. For what?
Don't be coy, Jarrett.
A shakedown this afternoon while we were at lunch. Why?
How should I know?
Tonight you went to the warden's office. Talk, Fink, or you'll wish you had.
Oh, you don't scare me, Carmel. You wouldn't do anything here.
Oh, you're right. I wouldn't do anything here. But I told you once before, this is a big place.
Okay, you win. The warden called me. I didn't ask for an appointment.
Yeah, go on.
She offered to help me get a full pardon.
A full pardon? For what? Of all the phony stories?
You must think we're children.
A full pardon if I help her find out who killed Helen.
If you help her find out... And you think you can find out?
I don't have to find out. I know.
We all know. Paula did it.
She's lying. Lois did it.
No. It wasn't me. It was Tappy.
We all did it.
The first time in my life I was a decoy without a gun or cover, surrounded by guards. I was more alone than I'd ever been. Alone and very tired. Around 2, I woke up. I'm not sure it was the sound that awakened me. It was so faint. A sound that was almost not a sound, unless you listened for it. A sound I'd been expecting. The steady scrape of metal against stone. I tried so very hard to stay awake. The darkness was deep. So deep.
Because of Helen. Because you know.
Lois, listen. Listen to me. Your time's almost up. Now, you want to get out of here. Your little girl, she's looking forward to seeing you. Your baby, remember?
My baby is dead. She died last month in a hospital. They buried her in a little grave. No one knew where I was because I was supposed to be out by then. You're not like Helen. Helen kept me behind bars while my baby was dying. She gave me things. Said I could keep them. And then she told the matron that I stole them. She laughed, Helen did. She thought it was funny when I took my time away. So you see, if you tell them about Helen, I'll never get out. And I've got to. I've got to see where my baby is sleeping. I want to put some flowers there.
Lois, listen, I understand.
Billy, I'm sorry.
The drawer.
The drawer?
Yes, remember when you started to take my lipstick and I got so mad at you? It's because I didn't want you to see. I have a little boy. And his picture's in the drawer. A little boy.
You have?
He's staying with my aunt. He's only 5. He wrote me a letter. Well, he didn't really write the letter, but he put little scratches at the bottom, and they're supposed to be his name. His picture is in the drawer. Would you like to see it? It's right in the drawer.
Jared, please don't tell her. Please give me a break, Jared, please.
What's going on here? Jared, have you gone crazy?
She is crazy, ma'am. She attacked me. She said she wanted to talk to me, and then she tried to kill me with that thing.
It won't work, Lois.
You know that I don't want any trouble. I've only got 3 more months to go. And Jared knew that. She knew that, you see.
My name's not Jarrett. I'm Patricia Jones. I'm a New York City policewoman.
If this is some kind of a trick...
It's no trick. You call the warden. She'll tell you everything you want to know.
All right. But I'll be right back.
You'll tell them about my baby?
I'll tell them.
Maybe they'll understand.
When it's over, it's always a relief. This time, even more than usual. But walking down the corridors and out of the prison, I thought of the warden's concern for the future of her minimum security wing. And then I knew. Punishment or rehabilitation. It means a lot. Those first few steps of freedom.
Are you sure nobody came out?
Nobody came out.
Go get the super for me, will you, please?
Oh, Miss Jones. Oh, Mrs. Ross. It's good you're here. Come quick. There's some trouble in the Olonsky apartment.
You live here, miss?
Yes, I'm Patricia Jones. I'm a policewoman. I live right down the hall.
Hi, I'm Mike Raymond. Domestic quarrel. A lot of noise and nothing.
Mary Olonsky, are you in there? Mary? Mary, it's Miss Jones.
Yes, Miss Jones. I'm all right. It's my husband. I killed him.
Looks like a blow to the back of the head. He's a big man. She must be strong.
Probably. She used to be a masseuse. Funny, I can't ever remember seeing her angry. Mary. Mary, what happened?
They'll kill me now, won't they, Miss Jones? They'll take me to jail and kill me. I didn't want to hurt anybody. But Leo was always the same every time he came back. Remember I told you? He was a wild man. Oh, Miss Jones, I don't want to go to jail. Help me.
Mary, look. I'm a policewoman.
It's not right to go to jail because of him.
Hey, Jones. This guy may still be alive. I think I caught a breath. The phone's been ripped out. Call in for me, will you? I better stick around.
Yeah. I'll call from my place. Mary, it may be all right.
Isn't right.
To a policewoman coming off the midnight to 8, the end of a shift can sometimes be only the beginning.
Ooh, what'd she hit me with?
What happened? Where's Mary?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you were right. That dame is strong. Oh.
Supper at 9 o'clock in the morning. Always juice and coffee. Hot and black. With my cold, that was still just right.
Morning, Casey.
Oh, Lieutenant Lerner, come on in.
Thanks.
Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Thanks, no, I've had some.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
How's Raymond?
Oh, he'll be all right. But Olonsky won't. He died on the way to the hospital. Now, Casey, tell me about Mary. Were you friends?
Well, we were becoming friends. Mary needed somebody to talk to.
No relatives?
Yeah, sister, Katie. But they fell out years ago when Mary got married, and the marriage didn't work out. Leo, her husband, used to come back every now and then and have too much to drink and make a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another reason why I'm here. I think you ought to be on the case. You know her.
Lieutenant, I don't suppose you'd be interested in the fact that I just spent 8 hours on subway duty. I haven't had my breakfast and that I'm on sick leave because of a cold.
What's the matter, Casey? Don't you like your work?
No, it's not that. It's just that I don't think I can help. I don't know how she's going to react to seeing me. It's really my fault that she's out there now. I was asked for help, and I
fell back in the rule book. I handled her all wrong.
Mary Wolesky didn't kill her husband. He was due to go into a coma shortly anyhow. Wolesky died of acute alcoholism.
But Mary doesn't know that.
Nope. Look, Casey, could I use your phone? I still have to get me a policewoman.
Wait a minute. She's got to be found. All right, wait here. I'll get dressed.
Hold this. Do something. Look busy in case someone comes in.
I can't.
Mary, you fool. You fool.
I didn't mean it.
You never mean anything. I told you years ago this man would bring you nothing but trouble. I warned you. Would you listen? Would you?
Katie, what did I do wrong? I always try to be good. I think I should go to the police.
Are you crazy? Little Mary Olinkowitz at police headquarters. They'll eat you alive. Don't you know what jail is like? Mary, you listen to me. I'm not going to let him get you. One of us was enough. Look at me. Look at my face and see if you can learn what prison is like. Now, you listen to me for once. It's because you didn't listen that all this happened.
Katie, I'm scared. I'm not smart like you are, but I want to do what's right.
Then you look out for yourself. That's what's right. Because no one else will. Not your friends, not the police, no one. Now you listen to me, Mary. I know.
Where does a woman who thinks she's a killer go? A woman alone, in trouble, helpless. Who does she talk to? Who can she ask for help?
Come in. Hello. Won't you sit down?
Oh, no, thank you. Please don't get up, Father. Go on with what you're doing.
Showing some of the boys how to get the most out of their planes. Churchyard's about the best spot in the neighborhood for flying.
What happened to this?
Well, I'm not very good at inside loops. What can I do for you, miss?
Miss Jones. I'm looking for a woman, Father, Mary Wolesky. I was hoping you might be able to help me find her.
I know Mary.
Well, do you know where she is, Father, or where she might have gone? She's in a great deal of trouble, and I thought she might want to speak to a priest.
Mary came to me this morning. She asked me to hear a confession. I did.
Well, did she confess that she killed her husband? Did she, Father?
When one of my people comes into the confessional, they're not talking to me. They're begging forgiveness of God. They and God have a secret. I'm the only person in the world who knows.
Don't you want to help her?
More than anything in the world. But then I'd like to also make this plane do an inside loop. I'm not sure I know how.
Father, I know that you can't act on information gained through the confession, but if Mary did confess that she killed her husband, if she did, she was wrong. She had nothing to do with his death. Mary is running from nothing. But she doesn't know that.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, one moment, please. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know where she is.
Thank you, Father.
Hello? Yes, Father.
Find Mary Wolesky. But where? Alone, frightened, broke. Where would she look for work? Where would an experienced masseuse find a job? There are Turkish baths, hotels, swimming pools, reducing salons. 8 hours of walking in ever-widening circles had led me no closer to Mary Wolesky.
I feel so good that I could just stay here forever.
You've never been here before, have you?
I've never been to a bathhouse before. I wouldn't be here today unless I... Reminds me. Maybe you can help me find a friend of mine. She's a masseuse. Her name is Mary Olonsky.
Well, I don't know her. But if it's important to you to find your friend, why don't you leave your name? I'll ask some of the girls tomorrow.
Oh, gosh, would you do that for me? My name's Patricia Jones.
Patricia Jones? Yeah, well, I'll ask around. You through? I'll be right back. Well, is that her?
Yes, you're right. They're all the same. Kitty, I'm scared. You gotta hide me.
Not here. She'll come in here to get dressed.
Oh, where then? This is the only way out.
Look, you're gonna have to try it.
Well, she'll see me.
You can't stay here and get trapped. Mary, you're gonna have to try. Okay.
Catherine, would you finish me up so I can get out of here? Catherine? Oh. A little higher up, please. Oh, that's it. That's wonderful. Ow. That hurts. Wait a minute.
I thought you were a friend, Miss Jones.
Mary.
Oh, not.
Mary, things are different now.
Yes, they are. I'm different.
Choking me.
I won't go to jail because of Leo. He didn't have to hit me.
Are you choking
me? Should I be punished because he's no good? Nobody's going to take me to jail.
Mary.
Not you, Miss Jones. Or anybody.
Mary, come here.
Catherine, we're in a spot, and you're the only one who can help us.
Well, that's your headache.
Well, you must have some feeling for your sister. You tried to help her when you thought she was in trouble.
Oh, come on, cut it out. Thought she was in trouble. Look, I know you, all of you, and I know what you want.
Mary didn't kill her husband.
Sure. And the ocean doesn't get you wet if you fall in it.
We can prove it to you.
How? How can you prove it? By asking another cop? Listen, you couldn't prove anything to me if you had the whole police force lined up right in this room. Tricks and lies, that's how a policewoman works, isn't it? Well, you'll never get her. Not if I can help it.
Oh, the only way you can help us is by telling us where she is. Now, pretty soon she's going to use that gun, and then we're going to have to put her away for keeps.
My sister will never go to prison. I've felt what it's like to go hungry for days because I tore a guard's shirt once in the laundry. And I felt the cat o' nine tails on my back because I spoke to a prisoner in line. You see, I know the police. What are you looking for, Miss Jones? A promotion?
Catherine, you're a fool.
Look, am I under arrest?
No, you're not under arrest. You can go.
Thanks.
Is that what you're knocking yourself out for? Go on home. Take care of your cold.
Mary Wolesky has my gun.
Miss Lerner, I just turned a woman loose. Catherine Olin. Put a tail on her. Okay, what now?
Well, if we had a cat of nine tails, we could go out and beat some prisoners.
She kind of got you goat, didn't she?
Oh, it's not only her, it's everybody on this case. They don't seem to think that a policewoman can be somebody's friend. They think I'm trying to put everybody in jail. Oh, I don't know. What do you do in a case like that?
We wait.
And we waited. And we followed. And we watched. We tried to run down some further lead on former family and friends. Nothing. And so we waited.
Lena. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, okay.
That Olin dame must see crime movies. She's getting ready to help Mary get away. Made a trip to the bank.
Well, maybe she'll lead us to Mary.
Not quite. She lost her man on the subway.
You'll be out of here soon.
Now, Katie. Let's go now. I can't stay here alone.
But you're not alone, honey. I'm with you now.
After what happened, I just can't stay here. No matter how safe you think it is.
Very soon. Just as soon as it gets dark, then we'll go. And everything will be all right again. Just as soon as it gets dark, honey.
Oh, Father Kelly, come on in.
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, not at all. Please sit down.
Thank you. I saw the police combing the neighborhood yesterday. Were all those men looking for Mary only to tell her she did nothing wrong?
Yes, that's so implausible. Have you seen Mary, Father?
No, but she came to me once. She might come again. I'd like to be ready for her.
Well, if you do see her, will you tell her to give herself up?
You say that as a policewoman.
Oh, I say it as a friend. You see, all we have to do is tell Mary the truth.
Well, if this is true, Miss Jones, then why...
If. That's the second time you've said that. Is that why you're here, Father? Because you don't believe me?
You're a policewoman. You have a job to do.
Well, can a policewoman be somebody's friend?
Certainly. But if your friend was guilty of murder, and your superiors told her to go after her, would you?
Yes, I would.
And you'd still ask me to help you?
Yes, Father.
Well, that's what I came to find out. I have to get back. Good night, Miss Jones.
Father Kelly. How are you, Father?
Well, I'm fine, Miss Frost.
Miss Jones, I hope you're feeling better today. I do hope your neck's better.
It's fine, thank you.
You know, I could hardly believe what happened. To have attacked you like that. Mary must have gone completely out of her senses.
Well, let's just say she's confused, Mrs. Frost.
Mary hurt you? When?
Last night, but she didn't really hurt me. I'm all right.
Oh, thank goodness.
I was just about to make some tea. Would you care for a cup, Father? Miss Jones?
No, thanks, Mrs. Frost.
Well, some other time, perhaps, Father.
You didn't tell Mary she wasn't going to be arrested?
Oh, I didn't have a chance.
I see.
Father, if she comes to
No,
me...
I have no intention of hiding her from the police. I try to make her see that her only course of action is to give herself up.
She has my gun, Father. That woman is frightened enough to kill.
Good night.
Good night.
You know, I must have spent $20 on phone calls today. And all I had to do was walk across the hall.
Katie picked this place. She said you'd never find us here.
Well, Katie's a smart girl, aren't you, Katie?
Smart enough to know that you're not as calm as you pretend to be.
But she's a smart girl, Mary. So smart that she didn't tell you that you didn't kill your husband.
I'm sorry you came in here, Miss Jones.
Mary, listen to me.
Lies. Nothing but lies. Don't listen to her, Mary. Just do it. What you said you'd do if they tried to arrest you.
I want to thank you, Mary.
Don't listen to her. She's trying to trick you.
You could have hurt me very badly last night, but you made sure that you didn't.
She's going to talk you right into a cell.
You couldn't hurt anyone, Mary. I know that. You see, Katie is really...
Shut up. Just shut up. Mary, we've got to get out of here.
I'm sorry, Miss Jones.
Are you, Mary? Why?
You're going to listen to her. Don't you see what she is? All right, if you won't do it, I will.
Miss Jones? It's all right, Mrs. Frost. I'm just looking around.
I thought I heard voices.
No, it's all right. Thank you.
It was very clever of you.
There's no sense in anyone else getting hurt. Killing me isn't going to help things, Mary. Don't you realize that? You didn't kill Leo. Think. Did you hit him hard enough to kill him? Think. Well, did you want him to die? Are you that kind of a woman? Did you ever want anything or anyone to die? You couldn't kill Leo any more than you can kill me. I know that. You know it. And Katie knows it. Mary, Leo Olonsky drank himself to death. Mary, listen to me. I'm no different from anyone else. You have a gun, and I'm afraid. But I'm telling you something for your own sake, Mary. You didn't kill your husband. Believe me. Because I'm telling you the truth.
I believe her, Mary. Beauty, isn't she? I saw Mary's sister Catherine again last night.
Again?
She visits with me. We talk. She's going to be all right.
I'm glad.
We're going to test it this afternoon. Want to come along?
I'd love to, Father, but I can't. I have the 4 to midnight today.
With a cold like that, you ought to take the day off.
Well, I could, but I'm afraid to. Well, another day off this week might kill me completely.
Miss Caswell?
Oh, no, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Caswell.
I beg your pardon. I must have the wrong apartment. I'm looking for Miss Caswell.
Are you Mr. Howell?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, please come in.
You're Miss Caswell?
Well, that's the name I register under. Actually, it's Casey. Captain Doyle said you'd get in touch with me, Mr. Howell.
You're a policewoman?
Don't I seem like one?
Well, I expected something that looked like a lady wrestler.
Won't you please sit down?
Thank you.
I do know judo, if that's any help.
I'd never have guessed it.
If you had, I'd probably be out of a job. A cigarette?
Thank you.
Captain Doyle said that you'd be willing to help us with these jewel robberies.
Anything I can. I don't want to sound too critical, but after 9 holdups in 2 months, it seems to me something's got to be done.
Well, that's just the way it seems to us. That's why I'm here.
Good. That's a break for our side.
Thanks.
My company and other insurance companies have paid out over $500,000 in claims. So I'm very glad to work along with the police in any way I can.
Good. Well, the finger man for the whole organization, that's the man who plans who's going to be robbed and when, we feel has got to be a member of your social circle.
Someone I know personally?
Well, it has to be someone at these parties who knows the people very well, what kind of cars they drive, what roads they take home, how much they have to drink, everything. That's the man we're out to get.
It's kind of hard to accept, but it does make sense.
Do you think you could introduce me into your circle? Pass me off as a friend from California or Europe? I'd have to make up a good story, but that shouldn't be too difficult. I may be able to smoke out our man, or at least get a lead.
You?
Or don't you think I'd be accepted in society?
I think you'd be sensational. The wolf pack would be out in full cry. But apparently these thugs don't play around. If there were some kind of a slip-up and it were found out that you were in the police, wouldn't it, to say the least, be pretty rough on you?
To say the least, Mr. Howell. Let's hope there are no slip-ups. And so the very rich and very social Beverly Caswell of Santa Barbara and the Riviera was launched into society, her diamonds very much in evidence. I had been thoroughly briefed on all the guests. Cleo Simpson, a divorcee, with a small alimony and a taste for high living. I eyed her jewels with as much interest as she eyed mine, and wondered where the money came to buy them. Horace James, 70 a week in a brokerage house, but lives as if he made 10 times that amount. Leslie Fortnum, what is known as a club man. He doesn't work, and his means of support are entirely invisible. Mr. Fortnum was as much taken by my diamonds as by my charms. Larry Babson, 8-gold polo player, impeccable family, discharged from the army for trying to smuggle gold into the country. Hobbies, women, and horses. Only means of support, his wife, Frances Babson, whom he married for her money, but who hardly has enough to keep Larry in the manner to which he's accustomed. But of course, this was a very special party with a very special guest list. Everyone there had been present at every affair after which there had been a holdup. It was one of the fanciest lists of suspects I had ever seen.
You're terribly attractive. I think you should know I don't believe in preliminaries.
Well, thank you for the warning. Do you have a light?
Yes, I do. It's my last match. You could have had it. Even if it had been my last dollar.
Good night, Frank.
Good night, Frank.
Excuse me. Forgive me for interrupting, but Larry, dear, we do have a dinner date.
Well, I've never had time go so fast. I'll go get my coat.
Seem to have caught Larry's eye. He's always at his best when he's attracted to someone.
Oh, we were just having a few laughs, nothing more, Mrs. Babson.
Oh, Miss Caswell, I'd like you to know that Larry and I have a perfect understanding. After all, we're modern, living in the 20th century, and if he likes to rove a bit, I don't mind in the least as long as he comes back to me. He's a darling, really. He makes me feel young and gay. And after all, what more can a woman ask? I like to see him happy, so I hope he's as attractive to you as you obviously are to him. Does my attitude seem strange to you?
Yes, frankly, it does.
You're very sweet.
All set?
Oh, do you mind if I give you a word of advice before I leave?
No, of course not.
Well, I think your necklace is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen, but I do hope you don't make the mistake of wearing it out at night. Don't you agree, Larry?
Yes, it's not too good an idea with these holdups happening every 10 minutes.
Well, it's nice of you to worry, but I'll let you in on a little secret. This happens to be an imitation.
Not really.
Certainly had me fooled.
And Larry's something of an expert. His father used to be the head of Antop's, the diamond importers.
Well, the clasp of the original had to be replaced, and some of the diamonds had to be replaced also. So I decided to have this made in Europe. It's a copy. Actually, I'd be quite happy if some hold-up man would come along and take this piece of glass. Then I'd be able to collect from the insurance company, who'd never be the wiser. Now, if you happen to know some nice hold-up men, would you tell them that I'm not only ready, but I'll gladly split the insurance money with them?
My dear, it's really nothing to joke about.
I wasn't exactly joking, Mrs. Babson.
Goodbye, Beverly. It's been so nice. Coming, Larry?
Good night, Larry.
Not for long. I'll call you soon.
Glad that's over. How do you think it went?
You may consider yourself properly launched into society.
Oh, I feel like somebody hit me over the head with a champagne bottle.
But it did help any, specifically on him.
There's one thing that interested me most. Larry threw these away.
Just a package of matches.
Yeah, that's right. But these matches came from Seattle. And one lead we have is that one of the stolen rings, the setting of one of the stolen rings, was found in a pawn shop there.
Probably just a coincidence.
Probably. Yet there's a possibility that it might not be.
Oh, I don't think Larry would be involved in anything like that.
You don't, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, I think he'd make a very good suspect. He might not only be arranging the holdups, he might be selling the jewelry as well.
What?
Oh, I'd like to get a look at that Babson apartment when it's empty.
You'd want to search it?
Mm-hmm. Can you think of a better place to keep stolen jewelry until you're ready to sell it? Have you ever been in an apartment where you weren't supposed to be and discovery could mean, well, it could mean a lot of things. None of them good. No matter how tough you think you are, or how much experience you've had, your heart pounds like a kettle drum and the palms of your hands sweat. You've been trained, so you move. And you move fast because you know at best your time is limited. But while you work, you're always listening. You're waiting for the sound. The sound that says, you're caught. Hello.
Well, hello. The elevator man said that there was a girl waiting for me here, but I had no idea that it was you.
Larry, I know it wasn't really quite right, but I phoned. I really wanted to see you, and, well, then I just decided to take the bull by the horns.
You're pretty impetuous, aren't you?
Yes, under certain conditions. Larry, look, let's have a wonderful night on the town. Just the two of us.
Well, I have a date with Francis to go to a charity ball, but In this case, I like this much better. Much better.
I must say that when it came to doing the town, few men did it any more thoroughly than Larry Babson. We covered Manhattan from the high-tone places to the jazz joints. Hot, cool, and progressive. And back again to the celebrity haunts where the drop-dead head waiters are a specialty. And you naturally run into all your friends like Cleo Simpson, who explained she had just stopped by for a drink after the charity ball before going out to her country place. Oh, such a dismal drive, darling. That night, Larry Babson not only did the town with me, he overdid it. You name it, and we were there. Uptown, downtown, east side, west side, until finally it was 5 a.m. And he decided, to my great gratitude, it was time for breakfast. Frank had decided the same thing.
Did you hear about Cleo Simpson? She was held up and killed.
I just saw her. Suddenly I remembered. It was right after seeing Cleo that Larry had excused himself to make a phone call. The murder of Cleo Simpson made it imperative to get Larry Babson and get him at once. We decided to set a trap he couldn't resist. Lay it out cold for him. So I paid a call on the Babsons.
Beverly. I'm delighted you were able to come.
Well, I've been wanting to see you, Fran.
And are you? You know, I'm awfully fond of you. You're not like the others.
The others?
Oh, all the other women Larry runs after. I know you'd never do more than flirt with him. I feel that intuitively.
My feeling's very right, Fran.
I know that, and I appreciate it. All that talk the other day about being modern and adult, and Larry and me having an understanding. There was just so much talk. Every time Larry starts with another woman, I feel sick and old.
I'm sorry, Fran. I really am.
But I can't give him up. It's like a bad disease, isn't it? Apparently there's no cure. No cure at all.
Wow.
Hello, Larry.
What a surprise.
Hello, darling.
How are you, Mrs. B? Oh, what are you two doing? Sitting here just talking without a drink? How would you like some scotch or rye?
No, thank you. I can't. I've got to go.
So early?
Yes, I'm going out to the Howe place to a cocktail party. Well, I have to go home, get all prettied up, trot out my beautiful pace necklace. Hope some hold-up man will take advantage of me. Although I've just about given up on that.
Beverly, how can you say such a thing after what happened to Cleo Simpson?
I know it sounds unfeeling of me, Francis, but you see, Cleo was killed because she was stupid enough to put up a fight. Actually, I wouldn't do any fighting at all. In fact, I'd be so appreciative that I'd give half the insurance money to whomever was kind enough to arrange the hold-up for me. You see, Francis, my checking account is dangerously low.
Well, I can sympathize with that. I know that feeling very well.
Oh, stop that nonsense, both of you. I'm awfully glad you could come, Beverly.
Thank you very much.
You know, if I had a daughter, I'd like her to be just like you.
Well, that's the nicest compliment I've ever gotten. Good night.
Bye, Beverly. Good luck tonight.
Good luck tonight. Good luck tonight. Before I knew it, it was tonight, and there we were riding along. And I with the glass necklace. The bait. The trap. trap worked. At least the first part. And the next day I waited for the second part, the important part, to work. The story of the holdup had been given out to the newspapers, and how, once again, the police were baffled, and how the insurance company was paying off at once. Now, I was waiting. And the waiting paid off.
Well, Larry.
Hello, Beverly. How can anyone be so attractive and so lucky all at the same time? Did the insurance company really come through that $40,000 as the paper said they did?
Mm-hmm. They sent over the check at noon today. Now, wasn't that sweet of them?
Well, that's the sweetest thing I ever heard of. That calls for a celebration.
You know, I wanted to lean over and kiss the hold-up man, but I was afraid he'd think it was rather strange.
Well, you go on talking like that, I may consider taking up that kind of work.
No, thank you. Of course, the man who really deserves to be kissed is the man who arranged everything. In fact, he deserves more than a kiss. He deserves part of the insurance money. I can't say how much, but he certainly deserves some of it. Don't you agree, Larry?
It's possible.
All you have to do is say the word, Larry.
The word?
Or produce that absurd glass necklace.
You think I'm the man?
Well, I'd be disappointed if you weren't. I thought it was rather exciting.
Well, you might be disappointed.
I don't think so. Larry? What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Does it upset you?
There's something wrong. What is it?
You're what's wrong.
What do you mean by that?
All this talk about a hold-up and trying to implicate me, I don't like it. I don't like that. There are a lot of things I don't like. Finding you in my apartment that day?
Well, you know why I was there.
No, I don't think I do. That was out of character, Beverly. And your confidences about your jewelry and wanting that insurance money, that was out of character, too.
Look, Larry, I don't like the things you're saying or the way you're behaving.
Well, isn't that just too bad? You have an interesting object art here.
What is it?
Goodbye, Miss Caswell. Whatever your name is. I don't know what you had in mind, but it's not going to work. And we won't meet again. Because I'll make a point of it.
So long, Charlie.
I'll see headquarters.
Well, I certainly blew that one, didn't I? Really, I don't know what to say.
Just one of those things, Casey.
Oh, it's all my fault. I overplayed it. I was too confident. Believe me, Captain, I never messed up one like this before.
Part of the game, I guess.
Well, now that he knows we're suspicious, we're never going to have a chance of getting him.
Won't be easy. You can take your time getting out of here. I got a report down to headquarters. I'll have the equipment picked up tomorrow.
I'll be down as soon as I pack.
No hurry. You might as well enjoy the room. The room is paid for the day.
Yeah, well, as soon as I get out of here, the better I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So long, Casey.
So long.
Come on in. Larry was just here, wasn't he? Larry? Don't try to lie. I always know where he goes.
Well, yes, he did stop by.
Stop by? You must have laughed the other day when I said I was sure you weren't like the others. You and Larry must have enjoyed that little joke together.
Now, Francis, that's not true.
Oh, don't make yourself more disgusting by lying.
You're very upset, aren't you?
Yes, I'm upset. Because I know the truth. And I hate him for it. And I hate you for it. I think I hate you more than I do him. You posed as a decent girl. My friend.
But I am your friend.
I'd like to kill you. That's what I'd like to do, kill you.
Francis, listen to me. There's never been anything between your husband and myself.
Stop your lying.
Look, Francis, get a hold of yourself.
What do you think I have in here, a revolver? I wish it were. I've sunk far lower than that for Larry. No, this is what I have.
Where did you get this?
I, did the little favor you asked for. I arranged the holdup.
You arranged it? With Larry?
Oh, no. Larry knows nothing about any of this. Larry has standards. He wouldn't take a penny of my money if he knew it was stolen.
But how? Why?
After he went through all my money, I had to get some more somehow in order to keep him. My chauffeur knew some men. It was really quite simple.
Francis, I feel very sorry for you. Very sorry.
I don't want your pity. You're no more honest than I am. Just pay me half that $40,000 you got for the necklace. If you don't, I'll see to the insurance company finds out about you. Well, am I going to get paid?
You're going to get paid, Francis.
When?
Right now.
Come in. Bellboy, will you take the bags down? I'll be in the lobby in a minute.
Why don't you take him down yourself, Miss Caswell? You've got all that extra muscle.
What?
Frank, I didn't expect to see you. Did you hear about the case?
Yes, I heard everything. Congratulations. I thought a celebration dinner might be in order.
Well, Frank, I don't know. You know, there isn't any more Beverly Caswell. There's just Casey Jones, a policewoman.
Well, that's fine with me. My relationship with Miss Caswell was professional. And if you have no objections, my relationship with Miss Jones will be strictly personal.
Well, now that I think about it, I have no objections at all.
Miss Jones?
Mr. Howe?